fastest show in sports.
There is, without question, nothing that chaps my ass more than people who basically fall for the idiocy, the nonsense, the bullshit of what goes on social media and then use it. Maybe use it for their own ill-gotten gain, if you will, or maybe just to go ahead and push it forward, because it is all complete and absolute nonsense, and it speaks to those people who would do it. And in this case, it comes down to Indiana University, the University of Indiana, the Indiana Hoosiers, and the fact that this football team is going to play for a national championship. Without question, the best story in sports right now is what Indiana has done. The fact that they have come from absolutely nowhere, and let's be honest, you and I both know, if you've got any kind of a knowledge of college football whatsoever, you know that talking about Indiana in the sense of perhaps winning a national, even considering being in the race for a national championship, I mean, up to this point, never. You would never consider it. But along comes Kurt Cignetti, and he turns this team around. He turns this program around. They are good. And I'm going to say this right up front. It's going to go ahead and hit a lot of people. If you're the University of Miami, you better be paying close attention to this team. The first person who discounts Indiana as coming in against Miami is that, well, we're the big bad Hurricanes, and we're just going to go ahead and tromp them. You need to get a reality check, a saliva test, because this has the potential of being one of the best college football championships of all time. But here it is being ruined by this absolute nonsense on social media that says Indiana cheated. Yep, there it was. I could believe it when I saw it on social media. The posts on different platforms that talked about Indiana getting involved in looking at computer readouts and getting involved in looking at game plans, and that's how they've managed to get here. The complete and absolute bullshit jealousy that this pushes forward is unnecessary. But we have people out there who fall for this. You have people out there who will look at it, watch it, read it, and say that it's got to be true if it's on the internet. What the hell's wrong with you people? I mean, seriously. You can go ahead and scream back at me all you want. You can turn the channel. You can do whatever you want. But what the hell is wrong with you? Don't you have any common sense? Don't you have any intelligence? Is there a little bit of brains left in that sack on top of your head, on top of your neck, that you can call a mind? This is social media. This is the nonsense of social media that's out there. And not only that, but it dares to look at, with no evidence whatsoever, nothing, not a shred. There's nothing sitting out there. All the investigations in the world you could have, and it is all nonsense. Indiana is simply a good college football team, and they may be the national championship. Maybe by the time you see this. I mean, we're doing this days before the actual game itself, but you got to be ready for them. But there's people out there whining, pissing, and moaning that maybe, just maybe, Indiana cheated to get where they are. See, that's what happens. You get a team like Indiana that comes along that nobody expects. And I'll guarantee you that this probably came from somebody in one of the other conferences, and I'm not going to name which one because I'm not going to get into a pissing contest right now. But somebody whose team didn't get in, somebody whose team who wasn't allowed to be part of the college football playoff, somebody whose team got defeated early on in the playoffs somewhere, somebody who thinks that, well, Indiana had to cheat in order to beat us. That's nonsense. Stop. But there's another side to this as well. There is a faction of media in this country that I am so pissed at, because these are the people who will read things like this on social media and see that Indiana might be cheating, and then they'll want to talk about it. Oh, just because it's out there on social media means we have to talk about it. What are you doing? And see, here's the problem. I'm doing it here right now. I'm just as guilty, but I'm doing it in the sense of trying to counter it at least, trying to bring up the false nature of what this is. And yeah, trying to bellow and scream about it. So I'm bringing attention to it, but I'm not bringing any positive attention to it whatsoever. I'm trying to tell people that you're being lied to, you're being crapped on, basically, by these people in the media who seem to feel that, well, just because it's out there on social media, it's on X, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram somewhere, means we have to talk about it. No! You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to bring it to the fore. You don't have to give it credence. You don't have to give it any level of talkability, if you will, simply because it's out there. You can walk away from it, which is why I have to say how disappointed I am in an individual that I know. We're not great friends. We know each other because we all work in the same community. And it's not as if I'm going to be hammering away at something that he did and shouldn't have done. No. Alex Dono is a guy who covers the University of Miami for one of these many internet platforms. He puts on his X account, I have no idea if Indiana is actually cheating. Wait, how about stopping there? You have no idea. You have no credence in it. You have no proof to it. You have no evidence in it. So don't talk about it. But Miami might want to find an off-the-grid place to practice, like Area 51. Okay, really, you're trying to be cute at this point. And do not upload anything into any cloud just in case. Lock it down like it's 1983. Alex, I know you're going to see this. I know somebody is going to bring it to your attention. And I'm not going to sit here and insult you, and I'm not going to go off on a rant. I'm not going to call you names or do anything like that. I'm just going to ask, why the hell did you feel the need to talk about it? Why? You've been covering the University of Miami for a long time. Without question, you're a fan. You're a dyed-in-the-wool fan of the university. I think you even graduated from the U. I'm not sure. But why would you have to bring this up? Oh, because it's cute and we have to talk about it and we have to cover it? No, you don't. You don't have to. Anybody who's a legitimate journalist on any stretch of the imagination, who actually covers and talks about things, you can talk about what Indiana has done. You can talk about Miami getting ready. But this is bullshit. This is a rumor. This is started on social media where every single nonsensical thing in our society begins these days. And it's pushed forward because these are people, the trolls, who basically want you to give them credence and say, hey, look what we started, man. We started this whole thing now about Indiana cheating. Look at that. People are out there talking about it. And look, I know I'm just taking you to task for this, and there's others who have done it, but I'm disappointed. I really am. And that's not going to make a difference. Your life's not going to change. You never stole a freight train. And you're probably going to just go ahead and shovel this off and say, Berliner is just railing into the air. Okay, maybe I am. But I'm trying to say that you can be better than this. And the media can be better than this. And the coverage of teams and sports and games can be better than this. You don't have to buy into the nonsense. And just get it out there and make it part of what you're talking about because it's there. Why did anybody climb Mount Everest? Because it's there. Why do we talk about the nonsense and the absolute bullshit pushed out there by somebody on social media? Because it's there. Stop. Stop. And not only that, but even in your X thread, you had indicated that, I just put it out there. Maybe I shouldn't have. Then delete it. An hour before doing this show, I went and checked. You've still got it up there. How about deleting it? How about getting rid of it? How about not being drawn into this by the troll factor and covering the game, covering the teams, being involved, getting involved in good conversations, and not just this crap that gets thrown out there because somebody wants to start a rumor. It doesn't help anybody. And not only that, it takes away from Indiana. It takes away from the absolutely brilliant season they've just had. They're worthy of being in the national title game. If they win, if they beat Miami, they did it fair and square. If Miami beats them, they did it fair and square. But let's just hold the game up to that point. Stop being a part of the nonsense. It's not going to make me root for Indiana. It's not going to make me root against or for Miami. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah. Even though I have a long history with the University of Miami, and I still know a lot of people there, it's not going to be any skin off my back if Indiana wins the national championship. As long as it's a good game, as long as it's fair, I'm going to sit back and enjoy it. I'm not rooting for or against anybody. And at the end, we're going to talk about the team that wins. But to all those people out there, and not just the media, but the people out there on social media, you, the fan of either Indiana or the hater of Indiana or the fan or the hater of Miami, stop buying into it. You don't have to. Stop being used as a sucker, because that's really what you are. Right now, somebody has been out there, put out a false rumor, just something to go out there, throw against the wall, shit hits, and there you go. And you're a sucker. You're falling for it. You're helping them. Stop being a sucker. Stop being used. Enjoy the game for what it is. Enjoy Indiana and Miami in the national championship. Root for your favorite. But whether you're media or whether you're fan, stop being used as nothing more than an internet sucker. Be better than that. And just enjoy the game for what it is without having to bring the nonsense into play.
Ed Berliner, the fastest show in sports.